In 2021, a prominent YouTuber, Johnny Harris, released this video with the New York Times reporting on how blue states are actually contributing to greater inequality in America. One of the key pieces of Harris's video was how California's restrictive land development policies are fueling the state's growing housing crisis. But Harris isn't the only one who has noticed this problem. In December of 2021, the creator of Ethereum and one of the youngest billionaires in the world, Vitalik Buterin, published a paper where he pointed out that restrictive housing policy is holding back US GDP by as much as 36%. So how is housing policy in the US hurting the poor? And why does it seem to be so much worse in major blue metropolitan areas? To answer this question, let's take a look at Austin, Texas. Austin is known as one of the most liberal cities across the country, and Travis County delivered Joe Biden a whopping 71% of the vote in 2020. It has been this combination of Austin's reputation for liberal politics and Texas's pro-business climate that has led to the city's population exploding over the last 30 years as tech giants flocked to the city from Silicon Valley. But as Austin's population doubled between 1990 and 2020, the city maintained strict zoning laws that have artificially restricted the supply of much-needed housing construction in order to keep up with the city's sky-high population growth. Here are just a few examples of the zoning restrictions that exist in Austin. Lots are restricted to a minimum of 5,750 square feet. If you own a 10,000 square foot lot in Austin and want to divide it into two 5,000 square foot lots, well, you're out of luck. Because outside of the central business district, Austin also imposes height limits for the construction of new residential buildings. And that's not all. Minimum size areas, impervious cover maximum, floor to area ratios, minimum parking requirements, setbacks, compatibility restrictions, and site plan requirements all contribute to a severe lack of affordable housing in Austin. The city has almost completely regulated multifamily housing out of existence, with just 71 multifamily permits granted in 2020 compared to over 22,000 permits issued for new single-family homes. And with no way to build up, Austin is now building out, as single-family homes in the city's suburbs are the only new forms of housing that can be constructed with relatively little pushback from government regulators. And this has led to Austin getting more expensive, more sprawled out, and more difficult to traverse. Of course, many of these regulations were designed to improve the city, not make it too expensive to live in. But taken as a whole, Austin's housing policies are a prime example of how the very regulations that were designed to improve a modern American city are now pricing people completely out of the market. The irony here is that Austin, a city whose population growth has largely been driven by mass migration from California, is now beginning to experience several of the same crises that caused people to move there in the first place. And this isn't the first time that seemingly benign policy proposals have created major problems. And you can learn more about how good intentions often lead to disastrous results by watching this video right here. I'm Nick Freitas with the Wine Minutes, and thank you for watching.